Good morning everyone and welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video. In this one we have a main session and a nap session. For the main session I desperately tried to get as much dosing as possible. When I woke up I was just sitting next to my plus and hopefully the disturbance there for an hour or two would just nudge it into the target dosing sleep type. So I think we should just hop right into this and see if we can find another Delibird. Last time I managed to fill the Delibird up halfway there, and so if it does show up here, we will secure it with another Ultra and a Great Biscuit for those remaining 8 points. If I happen to find 2, I will hold on to the Ultra Biscuits, and there it is! Nice! Dosing type. There's a good chance here that we have a Delibird. Last time I got dosing, there was no Delibird, so it's actually a couple of days ago since we last saw this guy, so... With 82 million, I don't know if this is sufficient. This may be where the problem lies. In my experience, it seems to be around 150 mil that the multiple Delibirds of the high sleep styles tend to show up. Toxicroak. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's a Swablu. No, it's Altaria. Nice. Okay, Progunk, Bellsprout, Toxicroak. Is there a Delibird hiding? Haunter, another Toxicroak. Oh man, it's looking grim. Another Haunter and a Mankey. So not a single Delibird, despite the fact we've had 2 sessions now that are dosing. I actually don't know if there's a single Pokemon here that I like to catch. Maybe I could work a little bit on the Mankey. But if it's not hungry, I feel tempted to just skip it altogether and hop right to the nap session, where I hope that I should be able to find 1 or 2 more Snover. I haven't really had a lot more drowsy power since yesterday, and so the numbers should be basically the same. Alright, so had this been the first session and I had a premium biscuit, I would have fed it here to the Haunter. Now, I don't really have that many biscuits to send around here for no reason, so I'm gonna hop on to the nap session just straight away. So, let's see which candy we can temporarily send to the friend list. I do think overall, Gengar is still a good Pokemon, despite the fact it's been power creeped a little bit by the all-out Mushroom Quagsire. But yeah, I think for the most part, the candy that the friend list here will get is from the nap session. So hopefully I can find some good Pokemon there. I have been better at not popping Ninetales, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. And then we'll see how much I will have to collect from this Ninetales on Monday to restart the overstacking. Interested in seeing what this is. Fighting type, some diamonds. Okay, let's hop into the nap session. We need to connect to the device, and it should be around 2.5 hours on this nap. And we're gonna start right away. And I have forgotten a little bit this week to switch in the Tyranitar. So the Sylveon has gotten a fair bit of sleep time on it, but actually I don't mind too much. It's getting very close to 2,000 hours, in which case I will be getting a little bit of the inventory, and that is nice, alongside potential upgrades to the badges in the future. Like, they could do readjustments on the badges. That could be interesting. Okay, we got a slumbering nap here, a little over 2 hours and 15 minutes. Definitely slumbering. That's how these naps work, and also why it's so powerful on the free-to-play account. Okay, 31 mil is pretty huge, and we can do the research. So I'm looking for Snover. Is there a Snover here? Now there's a Glaceon and a Riolu. And it seems like overall we have 7 possible chances here for a Snover. Riolu, Abomasnow. Oh man. There's a Cramorant. I was about to ask, like, that is a weird color on that eye. I wonder if it's shiny, but I actually know what shiny Cramorant looks like. It's a reference to the curry bird. It's all orange. And I don't know why my eye's this itchy. Okay. I have never caught a Cramorant, probably won't. It's mostly useful for oil and potatoes, but it's an expensive catch. And overall, it doesn't really do that much compared to other Pokemon that farm the similar ingredients that it does as an ingredient specialist. Overall, don't mind the Riolu candy here, or the Togepi candy. We'll get back to that later in some future videos. But yeah, it's not looking all that good. Actually, if the Abomasnow is not hungry, I will catch the Togepi here. So, let's see it, everyone. No hungry Pokemon. I spent all my luck on the other session, and there it was nothing I wanted to catch. Oh wow, I already started on the Togepi, so gonna do 2 regular Poke Biscuits here and secure it. And at that point, I don't really know where to put that last biscuit, to be honest. Maybe I'll just catch another Riolu. I understand that we're crawling in the bottom tier of Pokemon here, but what can you do? My target was Snover, and an Abomasnow showed up. I don't really need Abomasnow unless it's hungry. You can see I've caught a couple of them already. So I think at this point in time, I have a Glaceon, so I don't even need it for candy conversion for my Sylveon. Don't need a Cramorant, so Riolu it is. What a turn. Not a crit, which is perfectly fine. We have just enough biscuits here for securing the Riolu too. So this video is all about reviewing the bottom tier of Pokemon. It may be the case that Togekiss in some future videos will have a little bit of a tier jump. We'll have to see, but the analysis there is still in the works. So stay tuned for that. When it comes to Riolu, we'll talk about that once the Pokemon is up here on the screen. The best candy here to send by far, I think, is the Eevee candy, but to an extent, I think a lot of you guys are probably interested in the Abomasnow. It is a good egg farmer. It's just you have to get it to level 60, which is a ridiculous investment for a decent Pokemon. I would say Abomasnow is not top tier or anything like that, but probably high B tier. Low A tier potentially. It's just because Delibird is so much better, even at the lower drops. Oh man, we got ourselves a modest Togepi. That is really bad. That is speed down, ingredients up. You can see Togekiss has a low ingredient rate of 16%. That is unfortunate because I don't really care about the ingredient rate. It's a skill specialist, so these volumes here are very low. On top of this ingredient rate being low to begin with. So I would much rather want an adamant Togepi than a modest one. Nothing really to talk about here. Skill trigger S, of course, is good. Inventory is decent. Helping speed is decent. Another helping speed too. But overall, I would say if you want to go for the Togepi, you will want just as many skill triggers as possible. Especially now after the banked skill triggers. That's a big deal for the Togekiss. Okay, let's have a look at Lucario. Okay, that is very funny. Game served me an adamant Riolu here when I just said that I didn't like the modest Togepi as a skill specialist. So yeah, even on the Riolu, I will much rather have the adamant nature than the modest. And so potentially, if this has helping speed M, it has berry finding, it has skill trigger M and skill trigger S, then maybe long term it is worthwhile. Although I mostly caught this because I had to spend my bonus biscuits somewhere. I don't like to leave them with 1 point left. So in catching this Riolu, I have some more candies for my Lucario, which I already have close to level 60 already. I do not recommend that investment, I just happened to find a really good one. Okay, let's have a look at this. So we got Dream Shard bonus. I wish there was some sort of thing that Dream Shard Magnet S and Dream Shard bonus would do. Like, that would be pretty cool. Like, what if Dream Shard bonus just flat out doubled the amount of, or had some sort of percentage into the main skill? I don't know. Skill trigger M is good. Speed M is great. Overall, I would say had this Riolu had some sort of thingy with the Dream Shard bonus and this main skill, then this could potentially be pretty good. It's got speed up, which is all around a very strong nature, and then yeah, the skill trigger on a skill specialist. I'll just hold on to this for now in case in the future somehow this does get a boost, because Dream Shard bonus, skill trigger M, and the speed up nature is not bad. L75, we got helping speed M. Most likely it's just gonna clog up my Pokemon box and be there for all eternity, but we'll see. Okay, I wanted to pop into the teams here for a little bit, and yeah, it's just my Sylveon currently that is level 60. I am looking to get to 2,000 hours on this Sylveon, and you can see I'm already starting to stack up the candies here for the next leg up in levels. I do want to get my Sylveon to level 100 sometime. I don't foresee myself getting another healer anytime soon, unless somehow Gardevoir has a Mega Evolution that kind of has some sort of added effect. But yeah, for now I'm just super satisfied with a Sylveon, and probably will use it for a while. So 2,000 hours is also coming up, and at that point I get a lot of extra inventory. You can see total bonuses here at 1,000 is 6 to the carry limit, and at 2,000 I get 2 more for a total of 8. And that's going to help me out a lot, because this Sylveon does not have any extra inventory, as you can see. And if we put Sylveon in the widget, you can see its base inventory is 15. So after evolving this from Eevee, I got to 20, and then at the 2,000 hour mark, I'll be getting 2 extra for a total of 28. I do think at some point in the future, we could potentially see some sort of 5,000 hours shared ribbon, or 3,000 or something like this. We just have to see. I don't think this is the complete list, because this game is all about sleeping, and putting Pokemon on your team overnight should be a bigger feature. So yeah, we'll just have to see. I sometimes get candies for Entei by just popping it, you know, on the home screen, like it finds the candy. I've almost wondered if I should just not use any candy whatsoever on the Entei here and just hold on to it for a future candy boost feature, because of how rare the candies are for Entei. I also don't really want to get to level 60 anytime soon, so I've almost wondered if I should just hold on to that and then do one huge leg up once I can go from like 50 to 75, like in the long distant future. Because overall, this is a pretty strong Entei. I barely have any inventory issues, and this is at 300 hours. Once I get up to, let's say, 2,000 hours, which is not impossible that I'll get to anytime soon, then yeah. Essentially, when I wake up after a 9-hour just hiatus, I have like 200 or 500 or maybe 1,000 strength in sneaky snacking, which means I basically didn't lose much at all in terms of just racking up those potential triggers. The thing that I will be doing in the future too, I feel like this is a side quest I just have to put on ice, but I made a video a couple of days ago talking about Golduck, because Jess has a shiny Psyduck and she really wanted me to give my opinion on it. And essentially I laid out the framework for building an entire calculator for any Pokemon for up to, let's say, 12 productions, and make just the odds of missing that third trigger on the skill specialists. And so in the future, when I have finalized that calculator, then I could plot in and see how often I should actually be collecting from Entei. That could be something interesting to know, because I mean, it has a very low skill rate. We can see it's like 2.3 or something like this. Yeah. And with the skill trigger M and skill trigger S, we would have to hop into the expansion here to get some action going. We've got Entei, and we have... I'm just going to plot in the first two here, and then zero out the rest, even though the placement here is not correct. The overall math is nice. And the nature on my Entei is lonely. So you can see my skill rate is actually 3.5%. The math that I did on Golduck is you probably... Yeah, I don't know why Man, this happened in a previous video, and I did not know why this is. Every time I talk about Entei, something is up with the time. Let me just double check this and see if I can fix it. I just don't understand why it would be like this. It's supposed to be a number. Something happens somewhere and the music is off. You know what? I think it's time for us to just chill out and pick up the conversation in the future video. So, Entei, it's a cool Pokemon. Thank you for watching.